Danish pronunciation. Is it easy or is it hard? That is the question. If you're learning Danish, you might have been struggling just a little bit with the pronunciation. You see a word and you're like, what is this? How do I pronounce it? Because it might seem random, arbitrary, like there's no logic or common sense, but there is. Don't worry. And in this video, I'm going to talk about that. Right? So Danish pronunciation. And this is the first part. There's going to be more than one because there's a lot to cover. So it'll be really good. And if you want to do better, danishmastery.com. That is the place. The best. Okay. So in this video, I'm not going to translate the words simply because I want to focus on pronunciation. Okay? So I have it in patterns here. You look at the spelling and then you get an idea of how it's pronounced. Okay? So let's just begin and then you'll see bit by bit how it makes sense. Okay, hvad har vi? A. We got words like dag, dage, sage, hage, bag, tag. Okay. Dag, dage, sage, hage, bag, tag. So again, I'm not gonna translate. You can do that on your own if you want. But when you have this spelling and you got day or bay or tay on this, and you got day, say, silent D, hey, it's something to help you recognize the pattern. It's not as random as you might think. Like, there's a reason why we say the words in a certain way, and this will help you. Then you got ang, like A-N-G, ang, ang. Got the sang, klang, rang, bang, lang. Okay, it's kind of funny to say them in this order. Lang, klang, klang, rang, bang, and lang. So you can repeat, and again, it's the kind of video that you should watch more than once. So yeah, then we got ane. It's nice. Some examples: fane, hane, svane, bane. Again, fane, hane, svane, bane. One. Next one is an or and. An. It's the same pronunciation. Kan, vand, land, dan. Kan, vand, land, dan. Now the last one is a name, but it doesn't matter. It's the same rule. Kan, vand, land, dan. Okay? And yes, that is indeed a silent D. Kan, vand, land, dan. Very nice. Now this one, the last one on this slide, is a little bit annoying if you're a beginner at least, because it's pronounced Asher. Yeah, right. So this one is Aye, Daye, Saye, Baye. But this one is Asher. And how do you know? Well, that's a little bit tricky. But if it looks like it comes from another language, like French, then it probably has a different set of rules, right? It's a little more rare. And if it's hard to keep track of, then just have two lists and write it down. Paper or in Google Docs, up to you. So what we got? Massage, sabotage, collage. Okay. Massage, sabotage, collage. Nice. So yeah, this is the first slide, eh? Of course I'm doing A first. And there's more, just with A. Yeah, this is nice. You got ale. It's not a word on its own. Ale. Like chokolade, ballade, rokade. Chokolade, ballade, rokade. Right? So that's a soft D. Right? When you see that, you want to assume that, okay, this is a soft D. If there are two Ds, it might be a hard one. Yeah. But this is just one. Så chokolade, ballade, rokade. Nice. Og så har vi ale. Okay, some examples of that. Hale, lokale, dale, tale. Again. Hale, lokale, dale, tale. Very nice. Alle. Yeah, so this is different. Right? This is a long sound. Hale, lokale, dale, tale. But this is a quicker sound, like shorter sound. Like alle. Ale, alle. They're not the same. It's important to know the difference. Alle, balle, skalle, palle. Alle, balle, skalle, palle. Palle, palle, palle. There's also a name. Right? So pay attention to all the letters. Because it is like a little patterning. A certain spelling will trigger a certain pronunciation. Some learners might say that it's just so random and there is no way of knowing. But that is not true. There are ways. It just takes some time to remember them. Okay, super. Hvad har vi så? Den næste, det er ar. Yeah, ar. That's actually a word on its own as well. Ar. Words like ra, ha, ba, dromedar. Ra, ha, ba, dromedar. Alright, that's cool. So yeah, very often if you have an A and an R next to each other, you get that ah sound, right? I call it the deep A. It's just what I call it. Ah. Ra, ha, ba, dromedar. So that's how it is. Okay. Okay, og så har vi den her ral. Yeah, ral. Ral, ral. Neutral, astral, koral, general. Neutral, astral, koral, general. Yeah. Super. So sometimes the A is a, like ale, ale, alle. And other times it's a. And you don't really have a way of knowing if you don't practice a lot. And watching this video, of course, will help you in that process. Neutral, astral, koral, general. Beautiful. Gå videre. Okay, so here we have some of these, right? It's actually an extension of a previous point, but I'll just mention it anyway. Tra. Traktor, tradition, trauma, traktat. Traktor, tradition, trauma, traktat. Okay, that's pretty easy. I can move on. You got this one, L. It could also be a silent T. I didn't write one, but it could also have that. Sa. Skal, metal, halal. Skal, metal, halal. Yeah. So that is the a sound, right? A. Skal, skal. And skal is very useful. It means have to. Right? Oh, jeg skal gøre det. I have to do it. Yeah. Her så har vi rave. Rave. You got opdrage. Fordrage. Drage. Rave. That's a lot of R's. Opdrage. Fordrage. Drage. Rave. So remember that, right? Rave. Rave. Fordrage. Fordrage. Drage. Rave. Yeah. Okay. Så har vi arm. Arm, lam, bam, ham, tam. Okay. Lam, bam, ham, tam. Easy, right? So it's about remembering this, because then you see a similar word, right? Almost the same spelling. You're like, oh yeah, I remember. And it's arm. Of course it is. So yeah, it's easier that way. And then arp. Yeah, arp doesn't exist on its own. Skarp, harpe, harpex, muldvarp. Skarp, harpe, harpex, muldvarp. So they changed it a little bit. I think this one actually has an E, harpe, but it's the same main point. Harpex is a bit longer, and muldvarp, it ends like that. Skarp, harpe, harpex, muldvarp. Det bare super. Okay, vi tager den næste. Den næste, hvad har vi her? Got a little arme. Arme, like ramme, kramme, samme. Ramme, kramme, samme. Alright. Then you got akke. Some examples would be snakke, pakke, jakke. Snakke, pakke, jakke. Alright. Snakke, pakke, jakke. Snakke, pakke, jakke. Oh, the next one. This one can be tricky for some learners. This au. Au. Because you're thinking, well, that's how can it suddenly become au? Well, I have to comment on the meaning a little bit, because it means like and like off or off. But when it's like a prefix here, then it becomes au, and that's very important to remember. And then the pronunciation changes when you got that af in the beginning. It becomes au. It's not af. don't say af with any of these. That would be funny. Yeah, but incorrect. So, got the aftale, aflægge, afprøve. Okay. Aftale, aflægge, afprøve. That's nice. Aftale, aflægge, afprøve. Nice. Så har vi den her. Det er akt. Så sagt, magt, smagt. Sagt, magt, smagt. Alright. Yeah, so it's act sound. It's a hard G in this case. Sagt, magt, smagt. Så har vi, so AG2 og AG2 is different, right? Because there are certain words. It's kind of like with au. They become different when it's a compound word. I think like it's two words put together, or it's at least derived from one word. So something like daglig, dagbog, saglig, sagsøge. Like on their own, it's day, and then say. But because they're prefixes, then they are pronounced dag and sav. Yeah. Daglig, dagbog, saglig, sagsøge. Okay? So that's how it is. Okay, så har vi, this is the last one with A. Yeah, just one letter, there's so much. Vi har noget I. This is a J that looks bad with this font, I admit that, but it is a J. So I, words like my, high, mice. My, high, mice. So it's I. My, high, mice. Very nice. And then you got aids. This is a long sound. Aids. Like citat, mandat, advokat. Okay. Citat, mandat, advokat. So this one is long, and remember that because this is short. Like at-to og at-to. Så det bliver kat, skat, plat, nat. Kat, skat, plat, nat. Alright. And yeah, that's pretty important to remember the difference. Citat, mandat, cat, scat. They don't really rhyme. Like, that's another way of testing it. If they rhyme, then they're in the same group. And pronunciation-wise, if they don't, then yeah. Okay, så har vi den her. Vi har as. Yeah, and it might be AS or ADS. Again, silent D. Remember that. Så gas, gas, plads, glas, palads. Gas, plads, glas, palads. Very nice. Now the next one is just a little longer than that. Asser, 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 asser. Words like masser. Masser, kasser, passer, nasser. Masser, kasser, passer, nasser. Alright? It's just like that. Easy peasy. And the last one in A is avn. Avn, avn. Så har vi favn, ravn, København. Okay? Favn, ravn, København. Yeah, so when you have AV and it's avn, please do not say avn like a favn, ravn. That's not how you say it, right? Favn, ravn, København. And most of you know this word, so that's a help. Very nice. So that was the last one in A. Then we're moving on to O. Yeah, to O. So what we got here? Well, we got something here with the O. It's the very simple one syllable O. Like lo, ko, so, ro. And I wrote a little note here in short words. Korte ord means short words. Yeah. Lo, ko, so, ro. Do, do, do. Ho, ho, ho. Like Santa Claus. And then you have Ole. 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 Ole, Ole. That's a name, by the way. Skole, kjole, stole. Skole, kjole, stole. Nice like that. So it's a long sound, right? Skole, kjole, stole. Very nice. Alright, so again, here we have a 1 and a 2. Yeah, OG1 og OG2. This is O, like klo, bo, ko, to. Klo, bo, ko, to. So you want to keep this in mind, and I know this could be really tricky, because sometimes you'll find a word, well, it's technically two words, but they have the same spelling, like exact same spelling, but they're pronounced differently. So you have to guess it from the context, and you know that when you have a big vocabulary, you know verb conjugation, all that, it's not going to be a problem. But if you're a beginner, it can seem a little bit overwhelming. I get that. Okay, so OG2, OG. To, snow, få. To, snow, få. So this is O. It's actually the same sound as this one. Lo, ko, so, ro. To, snow, få. Alright? Yeah. Let's hear the difference. Klo, bo, to, snow. Not the same. They are different. So yeah. And then you have all. You can't really say it on its own. It's unnatural for a native speaker. So you have saw, ball, morgen. It's a longer word. Saw, ball, morgen. Yeah, and this is very important that you don't say like org. And you might say that like organization or .org. Maybe that's what you're thinking of, but don't do that. Like saw, ball, morgen. Don't say morgen. This is not German or Swedish or whatever. Saw, ball, morgen. Very nice. Okay, den næste Okay, så det er åge, så koge, fjode, toge. Koge, fjode, toge. Toe. So yeah, that's the sound you get from OGE. Now, of course, when I'm going through these, you can always find exceptions. It's never 100%. But these are pointers. If you remember these, you are better off than maybe 90% of other learners. And as that's how it is right now anyway. Like, most people don't get this. So if you memorize most of these, you have already come a long way. Definitely. Okay, så har vi OST1 og OST1. Ja, det er kost og ost. Kost, ost. Yeah, it's just two examples here, but you get the point. Kost, ost. And OST2 is ost. This is ost, this is ost. Again, have two lists, write it down and keep them separate. Like post, must, compost, frost. Post, must, compost, frost. Okay. And then you have OT or ODT. They're both pronounced OTS. It's nice to have a little silent E, as always. OT, OTS. Got, flot, slot. Got, flot, slot. Okay. That's all it is. Very simple. Then you got eon. Now I was thinking if I should put this in I or O, because the I comes first, but it's mostly the O you hear, so I put it in O. Eon, and of course most of these come from Latin. That should be easy for some of you. Situation, religion, tradition, legion. Situation, religion, tradition, legion. Right? So it's easier when they are familiar. Okay, næste. Alright, let's see. So this is also O. What we got? We got some O. Yeah. O, O, O. O. As skov, sjov, lov, behov. Skov, sjov, lov, behov. Alright, and again it's important that you say it correctly, so you don't say skov, sjov, lov, behov. I mean, it's hilarious, but it's wrong. Så skov, sjov, lov, behov. Okay, then you got own, 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 own. Vogn, oven, rovn. Vogn, oven, rovn. And I just noticed that two of these have G, but it's the same point, right? Is pronounced the same way. O-G-N, O-V-N. There's no difference in the pronunciation. Så, oven. Vogn, oven, rovn. Awesome. Så har vi ok. Ja, okay. Ok, ok. For eksempel den her, vi har kok, nok, shock. Knock, shock. Could also be brock. There are many words. Typically, when something is one syllable, you can find a lot of things that rhyme with it. I think it's like that with most languages. And the more syllables, the harder it is to find something that rhymes. So yeah. Ok, ok, docker, dock, knock, knock, clock. Yeah. Knock, shock, 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 docker. Alright. Så har vi over, over, over. So O-R-E or O-R-D-E. Over, over. Mor, spore, gjorde, jord. Mor, spore, gjorde, jord. Det er super. And then you got So some of these are longer than others. Like morsom. Morsom. Morsom, sommer, from, kom. morsom sommer from kom. Alright, don't focus on this, not this. Morsom sommer from kom. Yeah. You see, as this video is progressing, it's getting easier because you see more and more patterns. That's the goal, and that's the purpose here. So yeah. And then you got a little more with O. You got some, let's see, O-N-D. O-N-D, det er on. On. So on, that's actually a word. Undbundet. Undbundet. 2 examples is enough. Undbundet. Okay, so that's on. And I want you to notice the pronunciation, like on, because it's similar to the next one, but not quite. It's not quite the same. So on, but this is on, okay? Well, my best actually on. So on, like on, gong, konge, dong, gong, konge, dong. Yeah, the spelling is pretty similar, but they're quite different in the pronunciation. Yeah, we also have one pronounced as ong, but that's actually UNG. I'll get to that in the next video. So yeah, and then you have OF, that's off. Yeah, can you say? You can say hof, philosoph, stuff. Hof, philosoph, stuff. It's just beautiful, right? Hof, philosoph, stuff. So you got that off. Yeah, pretty simple. And the next one is just an extension of that. Loft, toft, groft. Loft, toft, groft. It's beautiful. And the last one on this slide is up. Uppe. Like krop, stop, pop, oppe, stoppe, hoppe. Let's do it again. Krop, stop, pop, oppe, stoppe, hoppe. Yeah, the P is not so pronounced. It almost sounds like a B, right? Like oppe, stoppe, hoppe. But it is what it is, alright? So that's how you say it. Now I was going to also do E, but I see that this is taking longer than expected, and I know it can be hard to focus on from a learning perspective. So I'll keep it a bit shorter today, and the next time I'll get to these with E, and then of course I also have I, and there's a whole lot of stuff. I'll probably need to do 2 more parts. Let's see how it goes. So yeah, so that is basically a little bit about Danish pronunciation. So I have been teaching since, let's see, February 2015. It's a long time. And in my experience, most learners, they don't really have problems with pronunciation, like saying the sounds, and like the Danish or the softy, like bød jeg hedder. Yeah, some things are a little bit hard, like grød med fløde and stuff, but generally speaking, most of you pretty much learn it after you've been in Denmark for a while. So that is why I chose to focus on this part of pronunciation, because I frequently see students mispronouncing something. I mean, they know how to say it, like the sound, but they read it and they have no clue, or they're not so sure of how to pronounce it. Like, is this a? Is it a? Is this ö? Is it a? And that's what this video is for, right? Is to really specify and go in depth, so you have an idea. So it's not random. Like I said in the beginning of the video, you might think it's random, you might think it's so goddamn difficult, but it's not. Like, it's totally manageable. It's something you can learn. So yeah, that was the purpose of this video, and will also be of the next 2 videos. There's a lot more to cover. So I hope you learned something. I hope it was great. Now, if you can just excuse me, I'm gonna get some water. Only human after all. Alright, that was nice. So yeah, so that was pretty much it for today, guys. It was pretty good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing more of these. There's so much to cover. I want to say a special thank you to the members of the channel. If you don't already know, it's basically that sorry, it's basically that you can pay a little bit every month, and then you get access to all the videos. Right? Like, sure, for free you can see some of them, but if you're a monthly member, then you can get everything. And those exclusive videos don't have any ads, so there are no interruptions. That's kind of sweet. Yeah, so thank you to everyone who's like supporting the channel and me and the production of these videos. It's actually really helpful, and because you're contributing, it's a win-win for everybody. So that's pretty sweet. What I personally find to be the most important is the website, danishmastery.com. And you've probably seen it before, and if you know the channel. It's of course the videos. The videos is a lot. I think it's like 480 something now. It's hard to keep track sometimes, to be honest. There's a lot of videos, from the past 10 years. There's pronunciation like this, there's grammar, there's phrases, there's little stories, songs, rhymes, something about animals, stuff about food, conversations. It's like all kinds of videos. It's like the central of learn Danish videos, right? That's what I would say. So there's a whole bunch of videos. I think it's like 70 or 80 hours play timing, like all the videos combined. It's a lot. And then there's some PDFs, like some bonus files with little exercises and some short stories with translation, of course. And there's also a few podcast episodes. When I worked with Liam a few years back, we made a handful of episodes, so that was kind of cool. There's like a playtime of 100 minutes or so you can enjoy those. And there's also MP3 versions of these videos, and at least the ones where I speak English too. So it's completely auditory. You can just listen to it when you're outside, and you don't need to look at the screen. And that can also be nice sometimes, because I get it. It's hard to study. It's boring to look at the computer or the phone. So yeah. So there's a lot, and it's lifetime access, like you pay once and that's it. I don't really like, subscriptions. It's okay here on YouTube, but if I could decide, having the power to decide on all that, I would say you should just own everything. You pay once and the videos are yours forever. That's what I believe in. So it's a one-time purchase, nothing monthly, nothing recurring. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. So thank you guys, thank you for watching. It's good to help, and I hope you feel inspired. I hope this video about pronunciation gave you some confidence and maybe answered some of your questions. And like I said, you're struggling, you're wondering like, what the hell, how do I do this? And maybe now you have some clarity and you know some stuff. So that is just great, and thank you. Now, before I leave, let me check out the live chat. We got a Sharare, is that how you say your name? Sharare Faroki. Some nice emojis. Alright, cool. And our loyal follower, Andreas Bøtker. Hej Thomas, tak for i dag. Jamen det er super, og det danske flag, the Danish flag. Yeah, that's awesome. Alright guys, I'm gonna take off now, and I'll see you